Welcome to Drunk on Social, the symposium, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
Drunk on Social, the symposium. We are back for episode 15. Tristan, we are coming back into the normal world versus our first ever interview, which was episode 14, Ed Stulak. That was the one where we could have talked for like 12 hours to him, and we need to have him on again.
Yeah.
But we're back. We're back to give you some news and what's happening in the world of social media news. So Tristan, I'm going to let you lead this off like you usually do. And what do you want to talk about first?
Well, I have a question. I have a question for the audience. I have a question for you. Everybody listening in, do you think that the social media audio trend is here to stay?
AKA Clubhouse?
Yeah, and everybody else and their grandma jumping in on this, right? You've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got, I lost count, and honestly, I know it's like 6 or 7 now that are trying to jump on. And I think that everyone got burned out because there's no way we can spend that much time on Clubhouse and continue to go on the rest of the social media outlets. I think there's got to be some form of morphing of that audio, and I don't think I've seen it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you and I have talked about this, and we need to talk about it some more, which is maybe the potential for a short form platform.
It's the Jeff and Tristan.
That's right. That's what we'll call it. I think that's very catchy.
JT. It's like Justin Timberlake. Didn't he go pick it up?
Maybe we should go TJ then.
TJ. It was TJ Maxx.
I think that Clubhouse fulfilled a need at a time when people needed it. And now that the world is opening back up, it's shifted that a little bit. But I think it's telling because just like TikTok, everybody's followed with short form video. Yeah. Now Clubhouse came out, it got hot, everybody's following. I think it's more of a trend that these big platforms are going to test everything. And if something catches on, great. If it doesn't, so what? We at least gave it a shot just in case it caught fire. I don't know if that answers your question, because you and I talked about this. I think Clubhouse is too long form, and it's got a purpose. It's almost like a live podcasting app essentially, but outside of that, I don't know. I still like our idea, and I think we need to figure out how to execute it.
I think our idea rocks, not just because it's our idea, but because it makes sense. I'm kind of like, dude, anytime anybody asks me to go on Clubhouse, I'm like, oh, how long is that going to be? Mm-hmm. How long is that? All right. Well, enough with that. Going back to the most downloaded apps in the world right now. And this is the monthly chart for May. Guess who topped it, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't think too hard. Don't think too hard.
I mean, Jeff. I don't even want to answer because everybody,
Fine, damn it. What got number 2? What got number 2? We all know what got number 1. What got number 2?
Facebook. Well, in overall.
All right, overall. You're right. All right.
Facebook, and then Instagram. We're
crazy, right?
2 and 3.
Crazy. TikTok's number 1, if anybody was wondering that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Snapchat made it in the top 10.
Yeah.
Are you? I'm surprised, dude.
Evidently it's still holding serve. I'm more curious. So let's go down the list. So it's TikTok, which just continues to dominate. It's continuing to grow, which is, pay attention, people. If you're not on TikTok yet, get there. Then it's Facebook, which is also pretty interesting because Facebook's been around forever, but yet still growing. Crazy. Instagram is no surprise at all to me. WhatsApp, which is, I think, more on the Asian side of things than it is on our side of the world.
Well, European, Latin American countries, and some Asian countries.
Okay. Then Facebook Messenger, which again, I think is just kind of an extension of Facebook. Zoom, which is interesting that still a year plus later from COVID, it's still being downloaded that much, but okay, not super surprising. Then Snapchat.
That's a surprise. Then CapCut.
I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what it's spelled CAPCUT.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a caption cut graphic.
That would be logical.
Video, something like
That'd
that.
be logical. Then the last two I don't know either. Telegram, which I would assume is some version of sending a message, a video or audio message, and then of course the very well known app called Josh.
Dude, I don't know Josh, but I know Telegram.
I have no idea what Josh is either. So if you're listening to this and you're on your phone, go ahead and Google that, because we're both going to Google it after we get off of this call.
I'm Googling it now. I can tell you what Telegram is. Telegram, as soon as Parler went out, I got a whole bunch of messages saying, Tristan, you got to be on Telegram. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out.
Oh God, guess what Josh is?
What?
India's short form video app, and they use the same colors as TikTok.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because it was banned on.
Yes.
Oh, and it looks just like. Wait a second. Is this owned by TikTok? Which would be amazing if it is, but I don't know if it's not.
Yep.
We'll find out later. But damn, dude, who knew?
And Capcut is a video editor, by the way. Ian is in the background feeding us information.
Thank you.
All-in-one video editing app that helps you create incredible videos, cut, reverse, change. So basically, Capcut's probably similar to a TikTok. Although that's interesting. An editing app is in the top 10 of overall download. That must be one hell of a video editor. Now I got to go check it out.
I just downloaded it.
I wonder what makes it so great. I like Viva Video.
Well, think about it. If more people are using Facebook and Instagram than they are TikTok, they don't have the editing capabilities that TikTok has. So they have to use something like CapCut, right?
It's very interesting. Interesting. You know what's cool about Josh, by the way, going back to Josh, we definitely learned something new today. Every time you create a video on Josh, which by the way, nobody on this podcast is probably going to download Josh. So this is this is purely entertainment purposes.
You know what? I just downloaded Josh. I'm going to be the next influencer
in India. Actually, there probably is an opportunity there. So but not to sell real estate, just an FYI. Every time you create video using the hashtag #IamABlueWarrior, Josh will donate to a cause that's fighting COVID-19. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. What do you think of that?
I think that honestly, this is a fact. If you're selling a product that's a worldwide product, you absolutely need to be paying attention to this kind of stuff, because imagine getting onto a platform like a Josh and creating content. I don't care what it is, because think about it. And maybe this is goofy sounding, but I think in more of the, I don't know if India is considered a third world country, because I don't think it is. But when you think about that, when you think about how us as the United States of America, it's the place that a lot of countries look to. That's like, it's the forbidden fruit. It's like the place they want to go. It's the land of opportunity. And so if you are somebody who's selling a product to any of these other worldwide, you want to be on these apps, because there's probably a lot of opportunity, because they're going to look at you on that app and you're probably going to garner a bunch of attention just because you look different. Simple as that. So anyways, that's all I got on that. Well, we can leave Josh alone.
I like that, dude. I like that. I'll let you know if I start posting to Josh, which would be interesting. Who knows, dude? Don't make fun of me, damn it.
Well, first of all, you are of darker complexion, though, so you might actually fit in.
I might be a big hit. It might be a bit, and then next thing, I'll be like the next Bollywood star. You'll be like, damn it, I missed out. I'll be like, Jeff, I told you.
Yeah, there's nothing Indian looking about me whatsoever.
All right, next we got YouTube. They announced the expansion of Shorts to more regions. And let me just read this out to you. YouTube has announced that it's expanding the availability of TikTok like Shorts. Obviously, they copied them, right? If you haven't been listening, now you are. UK, Canada, and Latin America set to be able to access the full suite of Shorts tools. By the way, there aren't a lot of tools there to access, because I've been using them for a month now. It's kind of crappy, but they do have a massive audience, and that's what matters.
Well, let's we talked about this before. The point I think is it's not to use the tools, it's to use the feature to upload your short form videos from TikTok, from Instagram Reels, from wherever else you're doing them as another place to get eyeballs. And so it's opportunity. If you're on YouTube, you should 1,000,000% be using it. And I am a hypocrite. I need to get my VA posting all of my shorts, and I just have been dropping the ball. But yes, you need to be doing that, and I need to take my own advice.
Dude, come on. 6.5 billion daily views
Yeesh.
of shorts on YouTube.
Yeesh.
That is insanity right there. As I'm talking to you, Jeff, I'm uploading a video to shorts because I forgot to do it in the morning.
I like the multitasking. Very good.
I love it. I love it. All right. Next, Facebook delays taking a cut on paid events, just in case you were wondering if they were going to do it. Paid events and fan subscriptions till 2023. And on top of that, they criticize Apple for taking fees. Everybody's criticizing Apple for doing something, but dude, everybody's doing something somebody doesn't agree with. Everyone's got an opinion. And I just say, you know what? Screw Facebook. I like using Facebook, but just shut up and just do what you're good at and stop complaining. And so who cares if you're not going to take a little bit of money from events and fan subscriptions? I don't even know if they're going to in the future anyway.
It's just posturing. It's posture. It's a way to posture and say, we're better than Apple. Look at us. We're doing something to make ourselves look better.
Yeah, but the thing to get from this is the fact that they're going to try to make money eventually from events and fan subscriptions. And if you've been paying attention, now you have Twitter just announced and saying, hey, we're going to allow you to also do this subscription thing and make some money from it. That's how they're going to do their best to retain creators and make creators create content like they do for YouTube, right? This is why I bring up Mr. Beast all the time. And one day you're going to be sitting on the toilet, Jeff, and watching Mr. Beast. And you're going to be like, damn, Tristan was right. Mr. Beast is amazing.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast, dude, he makes millions off of YouTube and he gives it all, like half of it at least, back to his followers and just to random people. But that's the idea behind this, right? These platforms need to give us money back for those people that are continually providing content. I'm surprised Facebook doesn't do it.
I wonder if they're just so big they don't feel like they have to.
Well, YouTube's bigger than they are, right? They have more visitors.
Well, true, but that's yeah. It's different though. They're different platforms, but yeah, I don't know. I wonder because Zuckerberg that's all they do is copycat everything. So why wouldn't they copycat this?
That's very true, dude. Very true. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And then lastly, if you haven't been paying attention with everything that's happening, I think every single platform out there is doing one of two things. One, deciding that they're going to allow short form video. So I'm surprised that TikTok's going up to 3 minutes. That was a surprise for me. I was like, what? Right, so everybody's doing short form. And then the other thing is everyone's starting to do some form of a subscription, right? And so those are the two things to pay attention to, because if you want to make some, we brought this up last time when In sent me the name, it was Patreon, right? The ability for you and I, you're on mortgage, I'm in real estate, for businesses to be like, you know what? We do have awesome information. And instead of giving it away for free, we're going to charge for it. You want to belong to my little membership for $5 a month, right? I think that's something that's going to start happening, and we're going to start seeing some real estate agents, some mortgage brokers, some solopreneurs start making some money from this, which would be cool to see.
How would that? So you're saying not the platform is going to start charging, but the individual?
The platform's allowing the individual to be able to start a subscription. Like Twitter just announced, you've got to have 10,000 followers to be able to do this, right? So YouTube's got the same thing. I forgot how many. I think we need, dude, I don't remember, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000. But I know they do 10,000 for merchandise. I don't remember the other stuff. But all of these platforms are starting to say, hey, look, stay with us and let your followers follow you and pay you if they want to stay there. So in essence, they took a page from Twitch. It's like, you know how in Twitch you can send money, right? Or pay, right? It's the same thing, right? Everybody's trying to engulf this thing into one, right? And this is what Facebook tries to do all the time. They're like, you know what? I can do that. I can do that too.
So in other words, let me just give an example. Like lab coat agents, the biggest real estate group, Facebook group on the planet, could say, okay, we're changing our platform. If you want to stay here, it's going to cost you $1 a month to be here.
That would be cool. Something like that. Yeah. And then, we'd make about $140,000 a month.
Well, you'd have some fallout, of course, but
just saying.
But at the same token, $1 is really nothing. So for most people, it's going to be like, yeah, I'll pay that. I mean, I'm not even going to feel it.
Yeah.
Until they join like 7,000 different groups, and then it changes everything. But
yeah, that's
interesting. Interesting.
It's interesting, right? So I think it's the beginning of the evolution of what's next on social media, right? And I think we need to be paying attention to it. So
I like it. Those of you that can grow an audience or have grown an audience, there's going to be a hell of a lot of opportunity there. I think that's awesome.
Dude, Ed Stulak, right?
Yeah.
That's a perfect example. I saw him go live this morning on TikTok.
Practice what he preaches, huh? We went live on TikTok, not Instagram.
TikTok.
Interesting.
And he only had like 20 people watching. So that's the cool part. It's not all about who's watching. It's just the consistency, because people will catch on. I was like, and I'm having here second thoughts about going live, but you know what? Let's just do it, dude.
Lives on TikTok, since we're talking about it, are weird. They're different. It's awkward. I don't really love it myself. It's different, but when you go live on TikTok, or I'm sorry, Facebook or Instagram, you're just talking heading. Basically, you're doing a talking head, or you're doing something like we're doing, and you have an audience and you're watching the comments or whatever. But TikTok's really weird. It's totally different. And I think it's for influencers. I think it's really primarily for influencers. I don't know if there's a whole lot of benefit outside of that, but good stuff. Well, I've got one more thing that I'm not going to share in the podcast, because I'm going to use it as a tease to say you need to go join the group. We Drunk on Social started as a Facebook group. So go join it. There's a ton of content that's being shared. I'm going to be sharing an article later today that just was released literally minutes ago about Instagram providing a new overview on how algorithms work. That's like really important. We were preaching how important Instagram is. And you guys, this is the kind of content that you're going to get. So there's so much to talk about. We can't talk about all of it in the podcast. This is just kind of an overview of some of the things. But if you want everything, you need to go join our Facebook group. And then, of course, you're going to get short snips of what we provide on Instagram. And then, of course, you're going to get a lot of these videos and some of these chopped up videos on YouTube. So go follow us. We love to have you. And lastly, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this podcast. Make sure you rate this podcast. All of the above, everything helps to keep us motivated and pushing forward to provide you the latest and the greatest and the best social media news and information as we possibly can. So with that, my friend, I will bid this podcast, episode number 15, adieu.
All right, Shakespeare. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to Drunk on Social, the symposium. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes, and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.